Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Boy, I'm excited. We are going to be making some awesome Minecraft stuff today. Looking how we can kind of frame our learning in Minecraft, and there's so many ways to do that. So welcome. I'm Darren, and I do kind of fun Minecrafty coding things, all kinds of exciting things, just near Edmonton, Alberta. And when I'm not coding, I do things like this for Cobblestone, which is super fantastic. I see lots of classes already joining us, which is pretty awesome. Also joining us is an absolute Minecraft ninja. So if you're ever thinking, hey, I really like doing Minecraft, I wonder if that could be a job? Well, Dan, that's what he does for a job. He does Minecraft building. Hi, Dan.
Hi, how's it going? That's right. I'm a Minecraft education consultant, so my day is pretty much all Minecraft all the time. I'm either working on stuff with Cobblestone or I'm working on developing lessons and activities and worlds or doing resource packs and reskinning, all sorts of interesting things.
That's cool. Do you have that on a t-shirt, Dan? All Minecraft all the time, or a hat?
I need to get one.
I think you should. So, and I am near Amisquachis, which is Edmonton, and that's the traditional home of the Cree, Saulteaux, Blackfoot, Nakota Sioux, and Dene and Métis. And I like to go down to some of these areas by the river, which is this area. I took this picture, actually both these pictures, and I like to go down. Speaking of rocks, speaking of geology, there's a little island right down here in our river valley, which has been populated for thousands of years by First Nations peoples. And I like to go and find petrified wood and other fossils. So that's what I like to do. And we're going to be looking at not fossils today, but we're looking at all kinds of rocks and the kinds of rocks that you can make and how we can make displays. And Dan's going to take it up the next level. If you're a Minecrafter and you're like, well, that's cool, but I like to do more complicated things, Dan's going to level us up. Maybe I'll do the simple version and Dan can do the harder version because Dan's going to do all kinds of cool things. So, that being said, today we're working with Cobblestone Collective, and we are super thankful that Minecraft has provided us with some funding for lessons like this, and they're our partners in training. And we have this whole crate where you can do all these cool lessons to kind of build your knowledge on these rocks and minerals and all that kind of fun stuff. And I see lots of classes joining us, Dan, so I'm pretty excited. So today's plan, we're going to log into Minecraft EDU. We're going to create a world, and we're going to build some museum displays, and we're going to just rock it out. We're going to make an awesome museum. It's going to be super fun. Now, remember, if something happens, your Minecraft doesn't work, something's blocked or whatever, there's always these things to work out first time. Usually you use Minecraft, but hopefully you got some of those things worked out and you've tried Minecraft at least with your students. But if you need to pause or something's not working, you can always use that pause button. If Dan's talking too fast, you can always bring us down to 50% and just make him slow. That would be awesome. Now, we cannot we hope you can see us and hear us, but we can't see you, but we want to hear from you. So if you go to a new tab, or if you're on the viewing page, there's probably a tab, a little thing you can click right there because I can see Sean and Kevin and Ethan and Kaylee are already in our form. If you can go in a new tab to thecc.page/geology, you can talk to us and let us know what is your favorite thing about Minecraft. Tell us your grade. You can put introduction and what's your favorite thing about Minecraft? Or maybe you've never played Minecraft. I don't know. Are there still people who have never played Minecraft? I guess so. Maybe. Let us
Maybe.
know. You go into a new tab or just click the tab that's there and let us know what's your favorite thing about Minecraft. I think one of my favorite things, Dan, is the coding that you can do. Yesterday, Dan and I were coding all kinds of cool things, raining chickens and bees and all kinds of fun stuff. Dan,
Yeah.
what's your favorite thing about Minecraft?
Um, Yeah, it changes day to day, but I would say, coming up with a new idea and then building it is generally my favorite because it incorporates a lot of all the different things that I like to do, like redstone and command blocks, or using different texture packs and things like that. It can involve all these things, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, awesome. Franklin said going to the Badlands or go to the Badlands in Alberta. I don't know. And Madame Stewart's class is joining us. That's pretty awesome from Simcoe County. Great to have you here. We're going to see how we can get these things. I like doing Minecraft too for educational things because you really remember them very well, right? Henry loves
Hmm.
exploring. Oh, playing with your friends in SMP for sure. I can't believe some of the speed run things and how fast people can do things. Yeah. Dan, how long have you been playing Minecraft?
Since it came out, 2009. I think
2009.
at that time when I first saw it, I said to myself, "This is the game I have been waiting for pretty much my whole life."
That is fun. Building houses with friends. Thanks, Caitlin. Jaden. Creativity on only blocks. Yeah. Raphael likes fighting. Building. Ishan, when the monsters attack. Alrighty. Okay, so our first step is just we're going to be getting into Minecraft. Oh, and there's a whole bunch of responses. Awesome. Oh, Reese likes Minecraft crazy structure building and doing redstone and speed running like that. Gary
Hmm.
likes finding the ores. Oh, building ideas come from your brain. We're getting such great responses. I just love it. Okay. Canon things. Oh, cool. So let's get logged into Minecraft. If you're on a Chromebook, remember that's your apps launcher down at the bottom where you can just sign in with that Microsoft account that you have and clicking the play button. And you can even let us know. I think people are very live in the forums. So let us know once you give us a yes, ready to go. I have launched Minecraft. And Dan and I have launched our Minecraft. We have signed in and we're ready to press play. Dan's here on this as well. Ooh,
All
Karma says
right.
no limitations. I love that too.
That's right. Sky's the limit.
Yeah. Janet says axolotls. Yes, lots of people love the axolotls. Perfect.
All
Awesome.
right.
So let us know you're ready to rock and roll. Got your Minecraft ready to go, ready to press play. That's what we're hoping. And if you're not, you might have to pause the video. The only downside of pausing the video is we don't get to talk to you. I love seeing the forum responses just right there. So let us know once you have this Minecraft page up and you're pressing play in there. What if I have mine going? Mine's in the background. Mine's still loading. Whew. Okay. So where are we going, Dan?
All right. We are going to click play and we're going to click view library, subject kits, history and culture. And on the second row here, third over, create your own museum. And we're going to click this. This one's by Phygital Labs. I'm a big fan of their work. They do a lot of great worlds. Once we've got this up, we can just click create world and it will import it into Minecraft for you. Now you'll note mine probably is going to do this really, really quickly because I am on a gaming rig. So I got a lot of power here. If you're on a Chromebook or an iPad, it could be a little bit slower, so just be patient.
That's awesome. So I'll just show those steps again. View library, subject kits, history and culture, create your own museum, and then go ahead and create that world. Keep the forum open in a tab too, so you can keep talking to us. You can always go back, even if you have Minecraft launched, you can always go back to your Chrome browser just at the bottom if you have it going. But we might hear from you a bit less once you're in Minecraft, but hopefully we're still going. So view library, subject kits, history and culture, create your own museum, and we're going to create that world. So that's great. So where are we, Dan?
Okay, so we are at a pre-built museum. And we can just walk into here, and there's lots of space for us to work in here today. So you can walk around and explore. There's nothing that I've found in here so far. There might, who knows, there might be some Easter eggs, but there's lots of space to start working and building your exhibits in.
Fantastic. Now, as far as the controls, if you're on a Chromebook, you can always hit that H to show controls, and you got the WSAD,
Yeah.
WSAD, to move around. You got that right click on a Chromebook for your right click on a mouse and your regular left click. And if you have trouble with that right click, remember you can hold down on a Chromebook. Maybe you don't know this, that you can hold down the Alt key and do a single click. That's the same thing as a right click on a Chromebook. So don't think you don't have a right click just because you don't have a mouse.
Yeah.
Alt and that Chromebook thing, that'll get you going. And you can really pick wherever you want in this museum to start building your display once you have it open. And I've left the breadcrumbs there, how to create the world view library down at the bottom. You can see that that's where we built this world.
Mm-hmm. And we're in creative mode here today, so you can actually also fly around. So if I double tap my spacebar and hold it, I can fly up. Shift will take me down, and if I want to crash down to the ground again, I'm just going to tap my spacebar, and there we go.
Nice. Does it take you right down to the ground when you press shift?
You
Or just
can, but
yeah.
you're technically still flying, so you'd be hovering.
Oh yeah. That's what I thought. Okay. Cool. So we are going to be looking at rocks with this, and we're going to be building our own museum. That's pretty awesome. No, I'm kind of a rock nerd. I kind of love going and finding things in the river valley, different kinds of rocks. And today we're going to be looking at the three types of rocks. We're going to be looking at sedimentary, igneous, and metamorphic rocks. Oh, there we go. So should we maybe make a sign for our museum and actually like show people what we're actually doing, like a welcome sign, and then get an NPC to show us all the things
Sure.
about our museum?
Okay, so where do we want to put the sign? Right out front?
No, I would put it like for a display because your museum might have a bunch of stuff. I mean,
Okay.
don't let me be bossy. I'd put a sign like right there, like rocks.
All right. Let's grab a poster. Minecraft signs, they're okay for some aesthetic purposes, but really the
Yeah, you're
posters,
right.
the boards, the
That's the big one.
slates are much better because they support copy paste. So if you do end up writing a lot of text today, whether it's in one of these items, and I'll just bring up all of them so that we know which ones we're talking about here. We've got the poster, we've got the slate, and we've got the
Perfect.
board. And I'm going to grab an NPC while I'm at it. That's a non-player character. And all of these support copy paste. And so the advantage there is if you do write a lot of text, like in a board here, it could take you a while to type a lot of stuff in. But if you type it into a Google Doc or a Word document first, it has the advantage that it's going to be spell checked and grammar checked. But
Right.
additionally, you've got it in a place that you can save it, and you select all that text, and then press Control C. And then when you have your text, you can come over here, click on the item, and press Control V, and it'll actually paste that text from the document in there for you. So the advantage there is that if you accidentally break it, if you haven't got it anywhere else, you just lost all your text and you got to do it over again.
Oh, yeah.
But if you have it on that Google Doc, you can just go and paste it back in again. So this is my exhibit. Is that with an H or
You
not
got
an
it. Yep.
H? With rocks, for example. I'm
Yep.
going to press Control A to select all that text. So I can even copy text between different signs.
Gotcha.
And the Control A will actually select all it. It doesn't show it selecting it all, but it has actually stuck it into its memory. If I go over here and press Control V, oop, no, that's not, I forgot to press Control C, that's why. So I've got Control A and then Control C to copy. Now when I go over here, it will paste that. So that
Beautiful.
was a helpful Minecraft link to all of the exceptions that you need on your board's firewall to make sure that you can get to the library.
That happens a lot. I know the first few times we did it, our library was blocked by so we had to make sure that it was unblocked. So teachers, you let us know. Hopefully your students have gone into Minecraft. They've gone into this world, create your own museum. They have their museum built. And now we're gonna make a little display. We're gonna do this two ways. We're gonna do it, the simple way where you choose either the slate, the poster, or the board. Board gives you, lots of room to write. And we're gonna talk about the three types of rocks, right? Sedimentary,
Right.
igneous, metamorphic. I always like having some sort of mnemonic for remembering those things. And so I think our NPC is going to be the thing that helps us remember. Because
Mhm.
let's name our NPC Sim to stand
Okay.
for those three types of rocks.
So you'll note that I'm trying to press this NPC down here, and I can't do it. And that's because I do need to enter a command before I can place that NPC. So I'm going to type in
Super important.
slash.
This is like we should screech, halt the
Yeah,
brakes. This is like the most important.
there
WB.
we go. So I'm going to leave that up for a second. Slash WB enables world builder mode, and that will let me have access to the NPC. So hit
Awesome.
enter. Now I can put down my NPC here, and let's pick okay, we've got some scientists here. There we go. And we can call this one Sim.
Sim.
There we go.
Awesome.
So if I actually turn off world builder mode, so I can toggle it on and off with the same command. When I go up to this NPC and click on it now, I
Yeah.
actually get the name and whatever text I put in. Well, I haven't put in any yet, so we can just turn world builder back on so we can go and edit that.
Yeah. And probably my biggest frustration when I'm doing this is I've accidentally destroyed my boards or my NPCs too, right? When World Builder's on, you can accidentally destroy them. It's
Yeah.
like, oh man. So now, students, don't have to use an NPC. If you just want to put information, and teachers, you can decide what level your class is at. You just want to do a board, you can just do a board.
No, that's not right. Igneous.
OUS, there you go.
There, and metamorphic. There we go.
Boom. Okay, so let's get the 3 types of rocks, and we'll make some displays about those types of
Okay.
rocks.
So let's see.
What does that look like, Dan, now that you interact with your NPC?
So right now I've still got World Builder
Got World
enabled.
Builder.
So I'm
Gotcha.
still getting this so that I can change things.
Perfect.
All
So we've made a
right.
sign that says something like, there are 3 types of rocks. How much research you want your students to do is up to you right now if you have information on that. But we'll definitely look at get some info on sedimentary, igneous, and metamorphic. And I think we'll start with igneous because that's the most fun to build in Minecraft, because we're going to create some igneous rock. All right, so we need our display. So you're grabbing some materials to actually create our first display. Let's put it, igneous is going to be in the middle of our sim. Ooh, so you're getting some lava. Bucket of water.
Okay. And I'll wait for the advanced stuff. So we're going to do a simple one first, right?
Perfect, yeah.
So I'm just going to use my glass here. I like to use the glass so that I can see what I'm actually doing. Or I could get really fancy here. Give at S, which is myself, barrier. This one's not available for from the inventory,
Oh,
but it's completely invisible. So it's not invisible right now while I'm using it, but after I've hit it, or actually after I change what I'm looking at in my hotbar, it disappears. So
so if you
I'll
got
just
out of
double
world mode,
check.
that would block you. That would keep. Oh, look at this.
Oops.
You're gonna need a sponge, I think, Dan.
I will need a sponge. So there's 2 sponges. There's a wet sponge and a dry sponge. So I'm going to grab the dry sponge because that'll soak up that extra water there that we don't need.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we just need to be careful where we're placing things when we have the barrier block. But I do like using them because you can see everything. All right. So we've got some lava down there. We'll do it over here too.
Yeah. So remember, Dan's a ninja. He's gonna be doing more complex things too. There. I
Now,
didn't even know about the
interesting.
barrier blocks. I love it.
Yeah, with the bear, it may actually act differently here because as you can see with the glass, I filled it up completely with lava and it's totally level. But with the barrier, it's not full.
That's
And it
interesting.
doesn't matter where I click here, it doesn't fill up any more than it is. So that's
And
interesting. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with it.
sometimes I think it'll turn to cobblestone if you don't have a full, not obsidian, if you don't have a full level
Yeah.
of.
So we'll see what happens. So I'm just going to do a second layer. So it's a little bit of an experiment here to see how both the glass and the barrier work.
That's super neat. I've never used barriers, Dan.
Yeah, they have a lot of uses. They're great for like if you want some animals, but you don't want them wandering all over the place.
And you don't want to build a
Just
fence. Yeah.
just build a barrier. All right, so we can fill this with water now. So let's do this one first. There we go. And let's do this one. Okay, it actually did work.
Perfect.
Interesting, but it did spill out. So now we can use our sponge to soak up that water. And I've got my obsidian.
That's really neat.
And now I could do a slightly more complex one if we want to do that, maybe. Not enough room here? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab some sticky pistons.
So remember, to get all your inventory, just that's that E button. And then just to make simple obsidian, you're just doing a lava and a bucket of water, and you're making the simplest obsidian, or the simplest igneous rock that we can make in Minecraft, which is the obsidian, which is super fun. Usually only see that like way down the very
Mm-hmm.
lowest levels. We're just making our museum display. So Dan's making a third glass case. Oh my goodness, you're getting redstone in. Remember, with differentiation, if a student just wants to glass case, lava, and water, they have made igneous rock. They've made obsidian.
Yeah, we don't have to get terribly fancy here. I'm just doing this because I kind of like to automate the process a little bit. So when I flip the switch, it opens the pistons and the water comes out, and now I have my my obsidian. If I switch it back on again, it gets rid of the water for me.
Oh, wow.
So I don't have to use the sponge now. I can just do that.
Wouldn't that be an awesome display? And where'd you get that
And
piston from? That's just
that's just from the inventory.
awesome.
So I could even get a little bit fancier here, automate it a little bit more. So I'm actually going to press Escape Settings, and I'm going to go down to Show Coordinates under World Options. You don't have to do this. You can just do the simple ones if you like. I just like
Yeah.
to sometimes make things a little bit more automated. So I'm going to take note of my coordinates here. This is my XYZ coordinates in game in the top left corner here.
Yeah.
And so I've taken note of that. And then I'm going to place a block here just for a second. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll put that there. I just need this one. 522 79 477. So we're going to use a fill command here. So let's get our
Could you,
command.
Dan, could you have made a piston that released lava too, or would that not work with lava?
Oh, you know, we can try both. We can try
Like where it
both.
kind of
I'm going to
meets in
do
the middle?
this. I'm going to do this fill one first. Fill 523 79 474 and then 522 79 477 and lava. Let's try that. And then we need a button.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I get what you're doing now. When you press the button, it'll just automatically fill with lava, and then you hit the pistons, and it'll. Okay, cool.
There we
Wow.
go. So that's filled up now. So when I pull the lever, there's my obsidian.
What a cool
I can go
display.
harvest my obsidian, and then I can just press the button again, have it fill with lava again.
Oh my gosh. It resets it automatically.
Yeah,
That is so cool.
there we go.
Wow. I might have to rewatch this. Let's go. How did I do it? Okay, so let's go back. It's like Goldilocks. They have the very simplest one in the middle, which is the glass case where you've added lava
Mm-hmm.
and then added water. And we've created obsidian. And then you could do another one where you've added a barrier. And then you have that finally, and the barrier had to do the give symbol. And then finally, you have a very complicated one with redstone and a command block and pistons. That's very cool. Should we get some information for our viewers too? People are coming to our museum and they see these cool things, but they don't know anything about it. So should we get a sign, or you want another NPC talking about the
Let's
stuff over here?
let's do an NPC.
All right. So that
All
super
right.
important command, that /WB to get the world builder. Then let's get a little guide, a tour guide.
All right. What are we going to tell our visitors to the museum here?
Oh, igneous rock is formed. Might have to do a little Google search. Igneous rock is
Okay.
formed. US. Better get that I to an E.
Oh, right.
Igneous rock is formed when hot molten rock crystallizes and solidifies. So that's the important knowledge that we want from this. That how is igneous rock formed? Well, it's formed when something super hot crystallizes and solidifies. And you can even say this example is like lava and water, which is pretty awesome. I'm so bossy, right, Dan? Like we got to make sure we have that. So awesome. And I love using mnemonics. I don't know, Dan, if you have any mnemonics in your life that you use for remembering certain things, like little memory things. But Sim, who is our NPC? Sim. And Sim is the 3 types of rock: sedimentary, igneous, and metamorphic. And then we have this very tactile, hands-on display what we've created.
All right.
And it might seem like a lot of work, but imagine making a diorama, like a real in-person diorama. That would take a lot of time. That is so cool. I'm going to use barriers, and I'm going to start using these pistons.
All right.
That is super fun.
Okay. I'm going to try to see if I can add a lava one as well.
Oh, look at that lava piston.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool.
Let lava come in.
And at any point, maybe you want to pause, come back to our forum, get out of Minecraft for a second, just hit your browser, Chrome at the very bottom on your shelf on your Chromebook, and you go back up to the tab and just let us know, how is it going? Are you having any problems? Are you able to create your museum displays? Any questions for Dan about what he's doing? While we're here, you let us know. Get some. Oh, excellent.
I mean, I could make this tidier, but this will do for now. I usually like to hide all my mechanics.
Yeah. So you just have to connect the 2 pistons
That's right.
with redstone. Cool.
So we'll see if this works as well or better than what we have currently. Okay, so this one to fill with lava. There we go.
Ooh,
It does take a while to fill,
lavas. Luckily, it's slow.
and it doesn't seem to be going too far in.
Hmm. I like that you tried it though, Dan.
Mm-hmm. Well, what does how much will we get when we do this? They just meet. Nothing happens.
But I mean, that's the great thing, is just trying these things and seeing how well they work. So
Yeah.
filling up worked really well.
Yeah. So the fill command there is a much better way of approaching that. Yeah. There we go.
Fill command blocks. That's so great. I mean, when you're learning about coordinates in math, what a great way to talk about coordinates. I really love it.
All right.
Okay,
Should
that's
we
fantastic.
build some other examples?
We can also do, like, where would you find something like igneous rock in the world? Igneous rock formations. I Google, one that comes up is this Devil's Tower.
Okay,
Maybe we
I've
can
heard of that.
yeah, maybe we can make a little display that's. So here, I'll show it on my screen for a second. Here's a big igneous rock. It's actually in a movie. This was in Close Encounters of the Third Kind,
That's
wasn't it?
right.
Where that's,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was a giant igneous rock formation when it came out. So maybe we could make a little display that kind of mimics an actual hands-on display, a little case that has some sort of tower. I bet you could make something really cool here, Dan. That kind
Okay.
of, not, we don't have to make an exact replica of the Devil's Tower, but here's an example of an igneous rock formation, this Devil's Tower that,
Sure. All right.
here, I'll go back to your
So
screen.
some stuff here.
Because it's always
Give
nice to
this.
have a little example of things, right?
Yeah. Let's find another space that we haven't used up so much so that we have some more area to work with here. Maybe right in the middle here.
Ooh, cool.
Okay, that looks pretty square.
That looks great.
All right. Let's start some dirt.
in this world anyway, I think there's a few types of igneous rock. There's maybe diorite,
Yes.
obsidian. Looking for some other rocks that are in this world. Cool. So the ones we have in Minecraft: andesite, diorite, obsidian, and granite are types of igneous rock that are in Minecraft.
All right. So what should I use for my volcanic core here? Use obsidian?
Yeah. And this could be something from the real world, like Devil's Tower. This could just be a structure that uses these different rocks, that uses obsidian, that uses diorite, granite, just to build.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you can follow along like exactly what Dan's here. This is really your choice. And also how much time you want to spend on it.
Mm-hmm. All right. So
Awesome.
I wish they had half blocks of obsidian.
That'd be really cool. Now, if you want to just make a small model and just say it looks like a big model too, that'd be another thing. Because I think for teachers, you want the information. So just making sure that students know that how igneous rock is formed, the types that there are, and making a small model would be pretty great. Are you gonna fill that
Mhm.
with something, Dan, in the end?
No, I'm just
Like a
saving
shell?
myself some time. I'm
Awesome.
cheating.
Oh yeah, so instead of making it totally full. Nice. And in some of our other lessons, we do coding for these types of things. When we want to build a tower, we'd actually use a code and use our code
Mm-hmm.
builder to get, big tower going. So I'm really hoping that you got your museum displays going, similar to what Dan's making. At the very least, the one where you have lava and water making obsidian. Did you have to have World Builder on right to get your stuff, or you're back? No, you're
No.
out of World. Okay.
Yeah. So you said the other igneous rocks that we can access in Minecraft are granite
Yeah.
and diorite,
Yeah.
and was there
Andesite.
another one?
Andesite.
Andesite. Okay. So I've actually used andesite here for the border for the display.
Yeah. So that's
What does, out of curiosity, what does slate fall under?
slate would be too, but unfortunately, when we try to use slate, I think in Minecraft, it gives us the slate that you write on.
Right. Yeah, this is an older version of the world, so we don't have the
Yeah.
slate blocks with the latest release. That's right. I'd forgotten
Yeah.
about that.
But in some of the newer worlds, I think you'd actually get real slate, the stone
Yeah.
type.
So if you did want access to slate, you could just jump into a blocks of grass world or another world to get access to those items. Oh, I'm starting to run out of
I don't.
space here.
I don't think we can stop Dan once he starts building. So you have this giant display of a tower that's being formed. Let's see how he did. Here's a actual Devil's Tower. Looks pretty nice. And there's Dan's gorgeous display.
Not quite the same color, but
Not quite exactly the same. Should we put a little bit of information on here? You want to do another
Absolutely.
NPC, or you want to put a poster or a NPC? Yeah. Maybe we should call this one something. Is it the same, or should we call this one? Would be an igneous, like Iggy?
Iggy, sure.
There we go. This is the Devil's Tower, or replica of the Devil's Tower, which is an igneous intrusion, igneous rock formation. It's pretty awesome.
So, do you call that an intrusion?
Intrusion, yeah, that's when it. That one was just made by lava going, basically magma going through other rock layers, and then
Mm-hmm.
super cool. So hopefully you can pop out, do a little bit of research, do a little bit of talking about these things. What a cool display.
All right. Let's see. And you said the other one's for diorite. Diorite here. Andesite. There's my andesite. And granite. And there's other types of rock here as well. So regular stone. And we've got sandstone as well.
Yeah, I think sandstone would be good for when we're doing our sedimentary.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's just add a little pedestal. What will I use for that? Maybe, yeah, a wall.
Ooh, awesome. Oh, that's fun. And what I like too, Dan, is I've started, really stop pausing Minecraft as we're playing and checking for understanding. Like, so our understanding so
Mm-hmm.
far is, what are the three types of rocks? How is igneous rock formed? Can you give some examples of igneous rock? So make sure we ask those questions of our students as we're doing this. And the likelihood that we're going to forget is very low. Don't you think, having built this, you would be able to name one structure in the world and some rocks that are igneous rocks, Dan? Just based on what we just did already, if I asked you a week from now, hey,
A structure in the world that uses igneous rock.
yeah, or what they might be.
Um,
Well, you just built it. You just built Devil's Tower.
okay, Devil's Tower, yes.
Yeah.
I was
But if I
thinking of
asked you,
artificial ones.
no, but if I asked you, like, what are the three types of rock? You could be like, oh yeah, got my display.
Yes.
And I made, igneous rock. Oh, and what was it made from? Oh, it was made because of hot molten stuff, met water, you know. So that's what I love, with that hands-on nature of it. You're like, oh yeah, I actually did it. I actually built it. I created it. Granite
And I
andesite.
think diorite is actually relatively rare,
Yeah.
if I
Why?
remember correctly. It's only found in a couple of different places in the world.
It's I'll show you what it looks like. It looks pretty close to what the Minecraft
Yeah.
version is. Yeah. And that's when rock cools, when magma cools really slowly. So yeah, it's not always made.
Hmm.
Is it a rare rock? Relatively rare.
Okay, I remember that from I was doing a lesson with I think it was mining. We were doing different types of mining and its impacts. So we were going to use some actual materials from Minecraft, but somebody wanted to do diorite, and it was pretty rare. So I said it might be a little more challenging to come up with a full report on diorite.
Yeah. And some of these are rare in certain areas. Like, I think I was telling you, Dan, that I was in River Valley in Edmonton, and I found this melted glass, and I was thinking, like, could this just be a bottle someone melted? But
Hmm.
glass melts at such high temperatures, like 1,000 degrees Celsius. So couldn't it be just a fire? And I asked a geologist, because I know that there's no volcanic things around Edmonton, and never has been, like, prehistorically. So she's like, yeah, I think that's probably from industrial waste from turn of the century, when they were, doing something with glass and melting it. And so I found this big chunk in it. It looks like a bottle almost, but it's something that was created in industrial waste. But you can go a lot of places, probably in Ontario, you can probably find actual obsidian. There's places in Canada where there's really obsidian. Places in BC there's actual obsidian. So that's
Hmm.
pretty great. Okay, should we go down and should we start on a little display for maybe our sedimentary rock?
Yeah, let's do sedimentary rock now. All right. So we've got a couple of different types of sandstone. And we've got red sandstone.
Oh, nice.
Now, where in the world would we find lots of sandstone? I think there's a lot in Egypt, and red sandstone. I know there's a lot of red sandstone in the north of England and southern Scotland because, um, if I remember correctly, a lot of the castles in that area are actually made from it.
Oh, Harry popped out and say in grade 4 it's going good. It's going well in grade 4. So we're really happy to hear that. Should we do our NPC, our guide, to tell us a little bit about
Yes.
sandstone?
Hmm.
I think, Dan, you should use our little copy and paste feature.
Okay.
Oh, come on, you got in that Sandy.
That's a good idea. All
Good
right.
Sandy. Iggy.
So this is sedimentary.
I'm not sure which rocks other than sandstone you'll get in Minecraft right now, unless you're in one of those newer mods.
Hmm.
Limestone, silt, shale, dolomite, chert. These seem very specific. Chalk? Is there
Yeah.
chalk?
No, they don't have chalk.
So we might be limited to our
Um,
limestone, to our sandstone might be in this world might be the only one you get.
hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we're a little bit limited with the different types that we have. But what we can always do is we can have stand-ins
Yeah, things
for
that look similar.
specific types. So if we look for something that looks a little bit like sand or limestone, so I'm wondering here, what looks the most like limestone?
Kind of gray. What are the some of those concrete ones even would look like it.
Hmm.
Limestone's got that white or gray.
Yeah, so I'll use this one here, the light gray concrete powder. Let me change this. Is also. And what were the other ones you mentioned? Limestone.
Oh, there was a bunch. I got some metamorphic ones. I have chalk, shale, siltstone. And so those are ones that actually appear in the other worlds in Minecraft.
Hmm.
Awesome. I know, and lots of buildings have their outer faces made of sandstone. Like, for example, the Alberta legislature and a lot of the legislatures in Canada are modeled off other legislatures around the world, like some of the ones in the United States. And ours it just got an exterior renovation. It's all
Hmm.
sandstone because sandstone gets kind of worn over time.
Yeah. And yeah, many of the artifacts in Egypt, like I believe, if I remember correctly, a lot of the pyramids are constructed out of a form of sandstone. And at the time they were completed, I think it was polished limestone
On the
that they
outside,
were
yeah,
coated in on the outside.
yeah.
So there's records of people approaching the pyramids and being blinded by the sunlight reflecting off of them in their completed original pure state.
Yeah, and then those were taken and used for other
Yes.
things and homes and everything else. Yeah.
Yes, that is a problem the world over. I can tell you from experience in places that I visited in Britain that like Hadrian's Wall, which was built by the Romans, used to be, I think, over 14 feet tall,
Whoa.
and now it's in the best preserved places it's only about 7 or 8.
Yeah.
In a lot of places, it's just completely gone because the locals have come by to take the rock over the centuries to build fencing and houses and stuff. They've had the same problem with Stonehenge for many years, where
Yeah.
locals were coming in, and if you go around to some of the villages that are quite old, you can find houses that were made out of parts of Stonehenge, which is why it's roped off now.
Yeah. Hey Dan, can you take us through the museum that you just created as if we're a viewer, like right from the beginning?
Yeah.
Because we have our okay. Oh, look how fast he's going through. Vroom. Got our NPCs. There's the entrance. So we're walking into our museum. And what I love about this too, Dan, is like we did geology today, but what if you wanted to add some things about, I know, parts of speech, and you had
Mhm.
something for language arts, or you had something for other science. So there's your NPC.
Okay,
Perfect. Oh,
let's turn world builder mode off.
perfect. There's Sim telling us what Sim stands for. There's our displays. Fancy one, not as fancy,
Mhm.
and with barriers. Awesome. And going upstairs, there's the Devil's Tower. And there is our igneous display. Perfect. Was that our? Oh yeah, that was the igneous one. And then over here,
Mhm.
more displays of our sandstone. So that's sedimentary.
Yeah, I don't have time to build the pyramids today.
Oh darn.
I do have one that I could show though.
Do you really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can just jump out really quick. Did we want to do metamorphic rock first?
Yeah, should we do a real quick one? Because the one that I like is that there's like soapstone. If you ever done soapstone carving, there's a
Hmm.
very simple, very soft metamorphic rock.
Hmm.
And then there's a bunch of other ones that we have in here. Marble,
Just wondering.
quartz.
Oh, we have quartz here. We
Yeah.
have quartz. Let's
The
grab
best one,
some.
gneiss. Gneiss.
Oh,
It's
okay.
very, it's the nicest of all.
So it looks like quartz is the only one that we have here, but I could use, again, one of the things that I do in Minecraft a lot is that if I don't have an actual item, I'll just
Yeah.
grab one. So I think bone kind of looks a little like soapstone.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So let's just use that. It's a slightly different off white color than the off white of quartz. And we've got quartz crystals as well.
Oh, love that. Great. I like
But
using the little piece of a wall to make the displays too. That's kind of cool.
yeah, I can't actually place that, so I'm going to use an item frame.
I'm learning so much just watching you build this. That's great.
There we go. There's my item frame. I could probably put that on something, but
Yeah.
that'll do for the moment.
So item frames, that's where you have examples of items and you put them on walls, right? If you want to have a
Yeah,
whole collection of things.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
cool.
better.
That looks
I
like a
like that
fossil.
better.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's neat, Dan. Great thing about our NPCs, they don't get bored telling us about our metamorphic rocks. You just call this one meta.
Okay.
And do your research. Metamorphic rocks, when rocks that are already formed, they melt and they don't melt, they kind of get changed by heat.
Mhm. Yes. There we go.
Super duper.
Hmm. All right. Maybe we'll just jump over to that other world and we can see an
Yeah.
example where sandstone has been used.
Teachers,
Right
let
on.
us know how your displays are going. If you have some students that are creating something for rocks, or maybe even adapted it for anything with geology that you're currently working on. You could also do, Dan, like you could do like a Mohs scale where you could talk about a rock and like how hard it is, or put one rock in and
Hmm.
talk about different things. Oh my goodness! Did you build this by hand, or was this like a code?
Um, some of it was code, or actually, some of it was code. Some of it was fill commands and various other commands like that, and some of
Oh
it
my
was just
gosh!
Python block by block.
Is there
So
an
this is
entrance? Is this
actually
actually the Great Pyramid? Is this Giza?
this is the Great Pyramid at Giza.
What?
So this I built this to scale. This was originally for a
Oh
math unit, and I
gosh!
wanted to demonstrate perimeter, area, and volume in a meaningful way. And the great thing about this is when you walk up to the pyramid, you really do get to appreciate the size of it as it is in real life, because it
Yeah.
is built to scale. And then you get a real appreciation for how big this thing is. So what I've done is I've coated it in quartz, which is my stand-in for limestone here.
Right.
And I've got a couple of areas where there's some sandstone peeking through.
Gotcha.
So it weighs about 6 million tons. Now it's made with granite blocks as well. Um, Much of the material came from Aswan, over 800 kilometers from Giza. So these were some very smart engineers.
Yeah.
So it's made from limestone, granite, basalt, gypsum. I thought there was sandstone involved, but I might not have noted that here. And it took over 20 years to complete.
That's amazing. I saw a cool thing on how they actually made the blocks nice and level with where they
Hmm.
immersed them in water and polished off any of the spots that were not level. Do you have tunnels going in and out too? Do you have the
I do. I actually have a secret entrance over
oh my
here.
gosh, of course you do.
This is the size. So each size is 230 meters and it's 138 meters tall. And yeah, completed in 2650 BC and remained the tallest man-made structure in the world for over 3,800 years. So I did kind of do a little Indiana Jones thing here. So there is a secret entrance that you can see here. One of these opens it. There it is. You discovered a secret door.
Oh my gosh.
This is much more ornate than the actual inside of the pyramid. It's
Right.
I just wanted to make it look kind of fancy.
That's amazing, Dan.
And yeah, some buttons will set traps. Other buttons will open the door. All right.
Unbelievable.
And oh, yeah, this is unfortunate. Yeah, you're getting attacked here as well. So yeah, I did do a little Indiana Jones kind of thing going on there.
Amazing. I'm really curious, teachers, how your worlds are going, how your museum displays are working out. It'd be
Hmm.
neat. You could have like animal displays. You could have all kind of make a zoo,
Oh yeah.
whatever the topic is. This idea of using this empty museum to kind of fill with your own things, would
Hmm.
be pretty fun.
Yeah, I did actually. I've got my own museum here too. Now, mine is not a museum of real world things for the most part. It's just a museum of redstone and command blocks.
Yeah. But what would be nice is after, a week from now, you can come back.
Yeah.
Your stuff's still there before the test. You can review in Minecraft, look at your displays.
Yeah, and like the one that we've been working on today, this has a practical use. This particular museum for me. So the one that we've just made, I could always go and review if somebody's quizzing me on rocks. That'll be helpful for that. It's a great way of encapsulating that information. Um, And this one here, anytime I need to know and remember how to do something that I've forgotten to do with command blocks and redstone, I can come in here and check it out. So it's a great way of saving information is to use Minecraft to do that for you.
Yes, even if it's a process in science, like an experimental process, or
Hmm.
yeah, we always had things or cloud formations or whatever. You could have your NPCs telling you about clouds. You could have
Yeah.
some sample models for that, or just whatever the science thing is. That empty museum is just a powerful way to come back and review your work. So
Hmm.
that's super great. Whew. Dan, you're quite the ninja with your stuff. Now there are four more activities with cobblestone with this crate. So if you want to keep going with that, you can keep going with those crates that are there. And if you need help And actually, if you fill out the form, we'll add these honorable mentions. Oh, that's a great idea. Armand's working together in a world with someone else, and I love that too. If
Oh,
you know how to
great.
if you know how to host, if you don't want each student to do their own, sometimes I do hosting with classes, and sometimes there's problems with the Wi-Fi or certain devices. BYO, like a bring your own device, doesn't connect with different Wi-Fi. But if you're building on the same world, that's fantastic. I love that. I wish I could have been in Dan's world. Actually, he should have hosted me. Could have been in there wrecking your stuff, Dan.
It's protected. You can't.
Ah, darn.
But I
Yeah,
can share it with you.
that's super great. Okay, well, let's jump back into your museum for the couple minutes we have left. I really thank you, Armand and Harry, for letting us know how it's going, jumping out of Minecraft, letting us know that I'm not just talking to Dan. Oh yeah, it's getting dark in our world.
Well, actually, I'm just because there's no actual lights on in here. So I want to
Oh yeah.
see. Okay.
What's your favorite light source in Minecraft, Dan? You think the one that lights up the best?
Um, I use the redstone lamp a lot
Yeah.
because I'll rig that to daylight sensors, or I'll rig it to a redstone switch, so that when you come into the house, you can turn the light switches on and off. Or
Mm,
I'll even rig them to a command block with a test for. So basically, it senses you within a certain cubic space, and it'll
yeah.
automatically turn the lights on when you walk into that room. So I like that. The light block is a close second because they're not using it in here. And I'm just wondering, is this wondering? No, they've got. Okay. I'm wondering why it's so light in here and so bright. Um, and sometimes they use light blocks for that.
Right.
But usually when you're holding them, they show up. So they're
Oh,
not showing up. So they may have hidden them, or they may be using some other technique here
oh,
to
that's
light
cool.
up this big space. Because a big space like this would normally be very, very dark.
Yeah.
And what I would do is, if I didn't want to use lamps or a working light function, which I personally kind of prefer, I would also use light blocks, because you can place these and they'll light up a whole area. And when you deselect, they disappear.
Gotcha.
The light source is still there,
Right.
but they're
Oh,
hidden. But there's a couple of things in here that they've done that are kind of interesting and
yeah.
unique.
Hey, Dan, I got to
Mhm.
ask before we go, because teachers, that's been an hour and they might be like leaving the world. And if you don't
Yeah,
want shared Chromebooks, we don't want students to lose this work. So can we talk a little bit about just saving these worlds and what the best way is? Because you can just save in this world, but we might also want to maybe export the world too and save them
that's right.
in Google Drive.
So when you save and exit, it's only saving this game locally. So you have to actually come into the settings of the world, and I would rename this here. I would name it to my project.
Yeah.
Let's just call it Sim. And then if we click down here, scroll down to the bottom and click Export World, it's going to be different for me because I'm on a Windows PC. So
Yeah.
it's offering me a place where I can actually store this. So this is just storing it to my desktop. If you're on a Chromebook, you're going to have to go in here, click Export, and it's actually going to save it to your Downloads folder.
Yeah.
And from there, you're going to have to go into the File application
Yeah.
and open that up. So you can close Minecraft, go into Files, go into the Downloads folder. And if you're using a Chromebook, Google Drive should be on the list of
Yeah.
locations along the left side.
Remember.
So you can just go into Downloads, look for your sim file, or your whatever you've named it, and you can just drag and drop that into Google Drive, and it will upload that for you there. So if
That's, yeah.
something happens to your local file, you can always just go ahead and re-import it back in again. There are tutorials in YouTube on how to do this that go through a step-by-step process. One of them is
Yeah.
actually mine. Um,
Yeah. Dan
I
has an
do it for
amazing YouTube
Chromebooks,
video. Yeah.
iPads, and Windows PC. I've got one for all three. And I made
Yeah.
them quite a while ago because I noticed that there weren't a lot out there. And I wanted to make sure that I had easy access to videos that would allow you to walk through that process. Because there's a few steps and it's
Yeah.
easy to get confused in that process.
Yeah. Just remember
But
that,
definitely, yeah, make sure
exporting
you
is
export your worlds.
that's the safest bet to if you don't want your
Hmm.
world to get destroyed at some point or someone removes your account on a Chromebook, then that will remove.
Yeah.
If you're one to one, you might not have to worry as much. But all right,
Well, there's
Dan. Well,
also, yeah, sorry, there's lastly, there's no undoing Minecraft. So if you make a mistake, it's good to have a running backup.
absolutely. So thank you so much. This has been a cobblestone lesson on geology, Minecraft, the amazing Dan Noble. And I'm Darren Malte. Thank you so much for joining us for that hour, and I hope it went well with you and you always return back to these worlds. Thanks a lot, Dan.
All right. Bye.